name's Karen Lopes, and here's what's making news now. Toronto police have released a photo of an unidentified man who may be another victim connected to the Bruce McArthur's case. The police did not say how they got the photograph. Police Detective Sergeant Hank Idsinga spoke to reporters today at police headquarters. Right now, McArthur is charged with 6 counts of first-degree murder and the deaths of 6 men. A man is wanted for a fatal shooting of his 25-year-old girlfriend in Mississauga this morning. Police paramedics found the victim outside of a townhouse complex with life-threatening injuries. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Police have identified the suspect as a 39-year-old Joseph Chang. Police have also identified the victim as Alicia Lewandowski. Authorities said the suspect may be armed and dangerous and should not be approached. York University contract faculty and staff are on strike today. QPE 3903 Union says on its Facebook page it got a hard no on the key issues from the university. The union represents contract faculty, teaching assistants, graduate assistants, research assistants, and part-time librarians and archivists. Some of the key issues include guaranteed funding for TAs, job security for contract and faculty, and restoring the 800 eliminated graduate assistant jobs. York University has said it will not open and classes will not be affected by the strike. Now for today's weather forecast.
Winning a championship even once is hard enough, but what about winning 4 times in a row? The Humber Hawks women's basketball team could tell you what that is all about as they took home their 4th consecutive gold medal in 4 years this weekend. The undefeated Hawks defeated Fanshawe 69-54 in the final, becoming only the 2nd team in OCA history to win 4 consecutive provincial titles. The Hawks were led by Alina Domingo, who scored 17 points and 14 rebounds for a double-double. Maya Campbell-Johnson was named player of the game after racking up 13 points and 7 rebounds. A Brampton native, Johnson's final performance was her 7th consecutive game with double-digit points scored. With the provincial championship behind them, the Hawks will head to Mount Allison University in New Brunswick for the CCAA National Championships. The games are scheduled to begin March 15th. The men's basketball team was not as fortunate, dropping the provincial final 74-63 to Seneca College. The Hawks led at half but crumbled down the stretch, being outscored 39-25 in the final 2 quarters. CJ Bennett led the Hawks with 20 points in the game and was also presented one of Humber's post-tournament All-Star Awards after the game. While the Hawks did not emerge with the result they would have liked, they still have the shot at the national crown, as they are set to head to Quebec in 2 weeks for the CCAA Championship. There, the Hawks will look to repeat history and win the national title as a wildcard team, just as they did 3 years ago. The Humber Hawks badminton team left the CCAA Championship in Edmonton with their fair share of silverware this weekend, leaving with 1 gold and 2 silver medals. Chloe Rowe and Liz Duong won a gold in women's doubles, winning their match 2-0 and going undefeated throughout the tournament. Cameron Lay and Darcy Smith took home silver in the men's double, dropping their matchup 2-1. The finals were the only loss the duo endured as they were undefeated coming into the Nationals. The mixed doubles team of Crystal Hewitt, Arpit, Tunasia also won a silver medal, losing 2-0 in the finals. That's all for your Humber Sports Talks. Now to Alessandra for what's making news and entertainment.
Thanks, Daniel. The 90th Academy Awards aired last night and honored the best films and filmmakers of 2017. The film Shape of Water, directed by Guillermo del Toro, took home 4 awards, winning Best Picture, Best Director, Production Design, and Original Score. Frances McDormand won Best Actress for her performance in 3 Billiards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. And finally, Gary Oldman won Best Actor for his turn as Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour. Some of the Academy's efforts to include more women and minority filmmakers were realized on Sunday night. Jordan Peele became the first African American to win an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay for Get Out. Although Greta Gerwig was the 5th woman to be nominated in the Best Director category for Lady Bird, which received a total of 5 Oscar nominations, did not win anything. For a full list of winners, head to skedline.com. Jay Millsdale, a Canadian producer and editor with Guillermo del Toro, took home the Oscar for their film The Shape of Water. Shape of Water was filmed in Toronto and Hamilton, Ontario. Filming began in August 2016 and wrapped up in November of the same year. Before the film was even nominated for an Oscar, it was awarded the Golden Lion at the 74th Venice International Film Festival and was screened at the 2017 Toronto International Film Festival. The movie has made over $126 million worldwide. In not so surprising news, Black Panther dominated the box office for the 3rd week in a row. The movie has earned $501.1 million in North America in only 17 days and is quickly becoming the 10th highest grossing movie of all time. This week, Black Panther made a whopping $65.7 million and is screening at 4,084 locations. Kim Kardashian is having a baby girl. The owner of Good American Jeans announced on Sunday over Twitter the gender of her bundle of joy. But of course, the excitement got to her sister Kim, who beat the soon-to-be mom to her own announcement. Khloe tweeted that she is especially excited that her daughter will grow up alongside the 2 most recent additions to the Kardashian family, Kim's daughter Chicago and Kylie's daughter Stormi. Headley is in the news again this weekend. According to a CBC exclusive, a Toronto woman has come forward alleging the lead singer, Jacob Hogarth, tried to force her to do things without her consent. The memory of the encounter came rushing back for the woman after the rape allegations against Hogarth were made by a 24-year-old Ottawa woman earlier last month. The woman publicly accused Hogarth of turning consensual sex into non-consensual sex. Hogarth issued a denial in a statement sent to CBC News at 9:30 p.m. on Friday and also posted it on his personal Twitter account. Hogarth stated, quote, "I did not engage in any sexual activity without her consent. The allegation is startling and categorically untrue." The Roseanne reboot comes back to TV later this month, and the first trailer for the show is out. The show brings back all the major Connor family actors, including Roseanne Barr, John Goodman, Laurie Metcalf, and Sarah Gilbert. Sarah Clark, who played Becky on the original show after Gordon Rinson left to go to college, will appear as a new character in the new series, and Johnny Galecki is coming back as well, but only for 1 episode due to Big Bang Theory scheduling conflicts. The first episode will premiere on ABC at 8 p.m. on March 27th. And now back to Kaylin for more news.
Thanks, Alessandra. More than 1,000 people gathered at Nathan Phillips Square on Saturday for justice for Tina Fontaine. The event was organized through a Facebook page made by 16-year-old Madison R. Scott. Fontaine's body was found wrapped in plastic and a duvet covered way down with rocks in August 2014. Raymond Cormier was found not guilty of second-degree murder in Fontaine's death on February 22nd. People who attended the event were holding signs saying "Justice for Tina Fontaine," "In unity we stand," and "Missing and murdered are Canada's shame." The speakers at the rally highlighted the injustices Indigenous people face in Canada. A man was rushed to the hospital with life-threatening injuries in Etobicoke early morning. Police say he later died in the hospital. The man was trapped between machinery from the neck up. No other information has been available surrounding this incident. Now with Daniel for today's sports.
Thanks, Kaylin. The Toronto Raptors improved their NBA best home record Sunday, defeating the Charlotte Hornets 103-98. The Hornets were just the latest team to crumble in the Air Canada Centre, which has been a house of horrors for opposing teams this season. Though it was a 2-point game with 5 minutes to go, the Raptors launched a 9-1 run to take the sting out of the Hornets' buzz. DeMar DeRozan pitched in a team-high 19 points, while bench stars C.J. Miles and Fred VanVleet contributed 12 points each. The victory also gives the Raptors a 2-game lead over Boston for top spot in the East. The Raptors are set to resume action at home tomorrow night against the Atlanta Hawks. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. Toronto FC had their MLS Championship homecoming party crashed by the Columbus Crew on Saturday afternoon, losing 2-0 in their season opener. TFC began their season with a nasty hangover as the Toronto side just could not capitalize on their scoring chances. Star forward Sebastian Giovinco issued a team-wide wake-up call after the game, telling reporters, "I think we have to change the mentality. We don't have to think about last year, we have to think about this year, and this year is more difficult." TFC will have to rebound quickly as they take on the Tigres in the first leg of the quarterfinal in the CONCACAF Champions League Wednesday night. Also, in an all-Canadian showdown, the Vancouver Whitecaps defeated the Montreal Impact 2-1 in yesterday's affair. Whitecaps winger Alphonso Davies scored his first MLS goal and assisted another in victory. Davies, who is still just 17 years old, became the 10th youngest goal scorer in MLS history. As after the game about the goal, Davies said, "It was a big weight off my shoulders to get a first goal." The NFL's annual scouting combine kicked off this weekend, giving many future NFL stars a chance to increase their draft stock. One player who turned heads this weekend was Penn State running back Saquon Barkley. Barkley posted 29 reps on the bench press, a 41-inch vertical, and a 4.4 40-yard dash. With impressive strength and speed, Barkley may have run himself into consideration for the first overall pick this April. Another player who became a household name this weekend was UCF linebacker Shaquem Griffin. Griffin's workouts were more than just impressive, they were almost unbelievable. The linebacker ran the fastest 40-yard dash for a linebacker ever and did 20 reps on the bench press, all with just one hand. With an amputated left hand, Griffin used a prosthetic hand to push his way into the NFL discussion, earning praise from analysis and players. NFL Network analysis Mike Mayoff called Griffin a legitimate football player, and Seahawks corner Richard Sherman even tweeted praise for the UCF star, saying that if Griffin is not drafted within the first 2 days, the system is broken. The 2018 Combine is set to end Monday as defensive backs take the field to close out this year's event. One of the most accomplished NBA players ever, Kobe Bryant can also add Oscar winner to his resume. The former Los Angeles Lakers star won an Oscar for his animated short film titled Dear Basketball. The short film is based on a poem about his impending retirement in 2015, and Bryant offered a preview on the clip on his Instagram page.
You gave a 6-year-old boy his Laker dream. And we both know, no matter what I do next, I'll always be that kid with the rolled-up socks, garbage can in the corner, 5 seconds on the clock, ball in my hands.
The first NBA player to win an Academy Award, Kobe thanked his wife, Vanessa, and 3 kids during his acceptance speech. Ryan told the reporters after winning that, "I feel better than winning a championship, to be honest with you. I swear I do." That's all for your sports news, and now to Alessandra with all your Oscar coverage.
Thanks, Daniel. Several small business owners and residents in Hamilton found their windows smashed and vehicles damaged late Saturday night. Approximately 30 vandals created damages that is estimated to be around $100,000. They dressed up in all-black clothing and carrying a banner through Locke Street saying, "We are the ungovernables." Right now, the police have made no arrests. Jury selection begins today in New Brunswick in the Marissa Shepard case. Shepard has pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder and arson in connection with the death of Bailey Wiley in December 2015. Wiley was found bound in plastic wrap, severely beaten, and stabbed numerous times inside a building that was set on fire in Moncton, New Brunswick. Shepard and Wiley knew each other as far back as middle school. Jury selection is expected to last 2 days. U.S. President Donald Trump has tweeted out he plans to put out trade tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum. Trump's move is seen as a pressure tactic to force Canada to agree to U.S. terms in NAFTA negotiations. The NAFTA negotiations are in their 7th round in Mexico. Today, U.S. Congressman and NAFTA negotiator Bill Pascrell spoke to reporters in Mexico City and said the tariffs on Canada won't work.
Don't have a major deficit, a trade deficit with Canada. What are we doing? I mean, if you look at all the products that are coming into the United States from Canada and Mexico, this is an ally. If we can't make an exception there, then how are we going to get a NAFTA deal?